Yeah, it's difficult to get fluid therapy right, and we're still arguing about what the evidence suggests we should be doing anyway. But the general consensus seems to be now you need to decide what you're aiming to do with your fluid therapy. Are you resuscitating your patient, or are you replacing their requirements because they are nil by mouth? And you need to make your distinction. You can do both at the same time, but you need to decide in your own mind what you are doing for your patient. So if you've got a patient coming in hemorrhagic shock, then you are resuscitating them and you're giving them something to expand their intravascular volume. Now, the best thing to do with this is blood. But if you haven't got blood or you're waiting for it to arrive, you want to give them isotonic crystalloids, so saline, lactated Ringer's, Hartmann's, Plasma-Lyte, whatever. You're trying to give them volume to expand their intravascular space. So you want to give them 500 mils over 15 to 20 minutes. See if they respond to it. It is diagnostic and it is therapeutic. If you give half a litre of fluid quickly and it does absolutely nothing for their blood pressure or how they are overall, don't just keep giving them fluid, it's not working. But if you give them 500 mils of fluid and their blood pressure comes up and their heart rate comes down, not only have you made the patient better, but you've also shown that they are hypovolemic and they need more fluid. So it then guides your further management. So if you're in a resuscitating phase and you are using fluids to replace their intravascular volume, then you want to give Hartmann's or Plasma-Lyte, something a bit more balanced than just saline. But if saline's all you've got, it's better than nothing. So give that and give it as fast boluses, 500 mils, or if you've got cardiac failure or if you're worried about overloading them, 250 mils. But the point is you're giving it quickly and you are measuring the response to see if it does anything, and that's going to guide your further management. If you are doing maintenance fluid, for example, for a surgical patient who is nil by mouth before an operation, then you're tailoring it more to their needs. So you're going to need to give them 1 to 2 millimoles of sodium per kilogram of body weight. You're going to need to give them the same of potassium, and you're going to need to give them 2 to 3 litres of water. Now, how you give them this is up to you. So the old-fashioned way of them was 2 sweet, 1 salty. So you give them 2 bags of 5% dextrose with a bit of potassium in, and then 1 bag of normal saline. It will get the numbers right. It's a bit of a crude way of doing it. It's much better than giving 3 litres of saline because at least you're replacing some potassium as well and you're giving them a bit of sugar. Personally, if I'm doing maintenance fluid, once I've replaced electrolytes that are deficient, so if someone's got a low potassium, that's my priority. Or if they've got a low sodium, that's the priority. But if you're just giving them maintenance fluid because they are nil by mouth, and you can't give them oral fluids, the best thing to do is give them oral fluids because that's what the body's designed to do. But if you have to give them maintenance fluids, my personal favourite is 0.18% saline with 4% dextrose, and you can either have 20 millimoles of potassium or 40 millimoles of potassium. That's a nice balance. It's a lot less sodium than normal saline, and you end up hitting the numbers that the patient requires a bit more smoothly. Now, not everywhere has it. It's often only on cardiac units or intensive care, but it's a really nice maintenance fluid. But the point is, decide if you are resuscitating or giving maintenance fluids. Giving someone just 3 bags of saline over 24 hours is really bad because it's not addressing either problem. It's not giving them all the ions they need. It's not giving them any sugar, and they just get really acidotic and fluid overloaded. The key thing is just deciding which one you're doing and making sure you're giving them potassium, sugar, salt, and water.